Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shay. I am a full-time reseller on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari.
I'm Tyler, part-time seller on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari.
Is eBay your favorite?
I don't know, they take the least percentage, so sure.
Okay, so in today's video, we are going to be talking about summer slowdown. So,
yes.
yeah, this is one of those touchy subjects. I feel like.
Do what she's saying, not what she actually does in reality.
Okay, so I guess we're starting there. So this past week, I have experienced probably the biggest drought I've had in at least a long time, at least since the beginning of my reselling journey.
Yeah.
I went 4 days without sales. Not proud of it, but here we are. So, in those 4 days, I went through all of the things that I probably shouldn't have gone through, and I'm hoping that the things that I did wrong, maybe you guys can take and learn from, and I'm also hoping that maybe, saying them out loud will help me learn from them so I don't do them again.
Well, that'd be a nice change of pace.
Yeah, so anyway, summer slowdown, if you guys don't know, is generally between July and August, right before, once back to school starts happening, things start kicking back up, so probably like mid-August. Sales start slowing down, and the theory is that it's because people are out having fun and not shopping as much online and more shopping elsewhere, or they're just spending their money on more, fun activities. I don't know how true that is this year with Corona. Also, because taxes came up this season, you would think it wouldn't be the same, but regardless.
Well, yeah, but people are unemployed now and have no money.
So that could also be adding to it as well. But anyway, if you've experienced a slowdown, know that you're not alone. And I want to go through some of the things that you probably should not do and what you should do instead. So the first thing is about listing. So listing consistently on every platform I've been on is the most important thing to keep consistent sales.
Yep.
When I experienced summer slowdown, I kept the numbers the same. So I usually list between 3 and 5 items a day, and I stuck to that on paper. But there were a few caveats to that. Because I was not motivated, I was listing lazily. I was taking photos and just kind of being like, well, they don't look good, but not going to buy anything anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I wasn't paying attention to comps as much as I normally do. I was just kind of looking them up quickly and just throwing it up. Keywords were there if I thought of them, not there if I didn't. Wasn't caring all that much. And I also wasn't paying attention to when I was posting the listings. We all know that it's important to post listings at certain times of the day. If you start posting something and you're not getting any likes, it's probably not a good time to be posting. I wasn't paying attention to any of that. And I know this, but motivation was low and kind of felt like if I'm not making money, then what does it matter?
Yeah, you decidedly needed a shot in the arm and a pep talk on a few of those days.
So glad that I have you.
I think it was every day after the first 12 hours of no sales, you were just like, this sucks.
Well, decidedly does. And I think that a lot of you guys that are full-time sellers can relate to the fact that as sales start slowing down, you do start feeling like, how am I going to pay my bills? What am I going to do if it doesn't pick back up? What if this is over forever? Like, there's a lot of things that go through your mind. So, let's stick with this. Sharing. So, at least for Poshmark, sharing is pretty essential. You do need to make sure that you're continuing to share. I've kind of go through phases. There are times that I'm sharing a ton, and there are times that I'm not sharing as much. And I did notice that I started to fall off on sharing before the slowdown happened. But I think that because the momentum was still going with me, I was still getting those sales. But when the slowdown started happening, what I needed to be doing is picking back up to what I was sharing before, where I was sharing 3 to 4 times a day rather than still only doing the 2 that I was doing previously. I didn't do that. I just kind of was like, but this was working before. I don't understand what the problem is. I didn't change. I don't get it. But sometimes you have to kind of go with the flow of how things are working, and reselling is ebbs and flows. So sometimes you're going to have to put in a lot more work to get a lot less output, and sometimes you'll put in a lot less work and get more output. You've got to work with it.
You got to do the things today for yourself sometime in the future, whether it's tomorrow, the next day, or 3 days in the future. Or
it's a very hard thing to tell yourself in the moment.
Yeah. Americans are instant gratification and selfish.
People.
Yeah, people.
People. Okay. So don't stop relisting. So I'm sure that a lot of you guys have seen a lot of the different methods that recommend relisting a lot. And now that we have the copy feature, relisting is so much easier to do. Don't stop doing that because you don't think it's having success. So I was relisting probably about 50 items a day, every day, consistently. I was also relisting on other platforms every day consistently. And as the sales started slowing down, my number of relistings started to slow down as well. I was maybe getting 10 to 20 items relisted when the slowdown was happening because I felt like, okay, there's no likes, there's no shares. What am I doing? Why am I wasting my time? Now, would it have been more sales if I had done more? I don't genuinely know. There's really no way to know that. But I do know that slowing down is not the way to go because it doesn't help in the future, and consistency, again, is key. The algorithm likes consistent action. So don't stop relisting.
Yeah, if you slow down, it just makes the problem worse.
Yeah, so hard to do. Okay, so another thing is don't get offended by offers. So I might be alone in this, but when I start getting lower sales, I start getting a little bit more stingy on my margins. I start thinking, okay, but I still need to make $100 a day or $200 today or whatever that number is. And I start feeling like, well, I can't take that low offer because then I have that much further to go to get to my goal. I can't do it. Where previously I may have been a little bit more open because I was making sales and I felt like, oh, well, I mean, I'll make it somewhere else. It's fine.
Well, it's just the exact opposite thing. You're getting closer to your number, not farther away by taking a smaller offer.
And that is how you should think of it. So I know that especially when sales are slow, you start feeling a lot more personally attacked and things like that. Things start getting a little bit more touchy. And we have to be careful about that because it's business and the person who's sending you an offer doesn't know what season of your business you're in. They just see something they like and they're sending you an offer. There's no personal attachment to that. So don't get offended by offers. Keep things moving. You're not running a storage business. Just keep letting it go.
Well, that's one of the items that you just picked up a little while ago. You got an offer that didn't go through, unfortunately.
Yes. So there is I don't actually know if we've shown that item in any haul, but there is a BCBG Max Azure blazer. It's mustard color. It's crushed velvet. It is beautiful. I may have shown it. I don't remember. Yes, it's everything I've ever wanted in life. But I priced it really high because one, the only comp I found was $228 new, and two, I love it. So whatever. But within a day, I got an offer for half price, $70, right?
$70 from $150.
Yeah, and I wasn't going to take it because I was like, no, I haven't made any sales. This is a high-end item. I can get more out of it. No, I'm not doing it. But he convinced me to take the money. He was like, you know what? It's a good sales day. If you can get that sold, just take it. So then I went to take it and payment issue. So I don't know if they just, didn't have a payment set up. I know some people use credit cards that have no money on it, things like that, to just see how a seller is going to react. I don't know if that was the case or if they just changed their mind. I don't know. But either way, that was deflating. But
it would have been your first sale out of the slump, and
it would have made it a 3-day slump, not a 4-day slump.
Yeah.
But that did not happen. But regardless, don't get offended. Don't let it get you down. Just keep taking the offers because the next day we did do this again. We took an offer.
We did another half price offer on a pair of Jimmy Choo heels.
Almost the same. It was $150 listed, and I took a $75 offer.
Yeah.
And again, payment issue.
But you fixed it.
It was fixed. But it was a very deflating moment of, are you really? Really?
Yeah.
This is the day we're going to have? Okay. But it worked out. So, again, just keep swimming, I guess is Dory would say.
Money in your pocket, even if it's less than you wanted, is still a positive.
Exactly.
It's anything to break the streak.
Yes. Okay, so another thing, this was actually your suggestion, is utilize your death pile. So when you start running through a slowdown, especially as a full-time seller, you do have to start figuring out finances and starting to figure out, okay, I need to keep listing because consistency is important, but do I want to be spending when I'm not making? Because that's how you end up in a deficit. And the answer to that is probably no. A lot of us have a lot of overflow inventory. I mean, for me, I tend to pick through items, either things that need to be fixed, things that need to be ironed, things like that I just don't have the time for, and I don't or just things that don't excite me. You know, you get items in mystery boxes, or you get items you picked up, but then it lost its luster along the way, and you push it aside. So take the time now to get through those items, because those items are free, essentially now.
No,
you've already put the investment in.
They're not free. You've already spent the money.
Well, right, but you've already put that in. That your business has already factored that money in, and you don't want to be spending when you're not bringing in an income. So if you have a death pile, make sure that you're utilizing it.
I think it's money sitting there. You could make money. Why not make more money?
Yes, but a lot of us feel that when we're feeling down, the best thing we can do is source, because treasure hunt.
Yes, you love to find new things.
Yes, and that's probably not the best thing to do. So just putting that PSA out there. But if you want to source and you have the money and the funds and it's not going to put you in a deficit, go for it. Also, take the time to fix your damaged pile. So I don't know if I'm the only one. I doubt it. But as items come in, sometimes we'll pick up an item and we'll be like, oh, that can be sewn, or oh, that can be cleaned. But in real world, the time to do that is just not always there, and also the motivation.
When you say fix the items, you mean have your lovely husband fix the items.
I do, but other resellers also do it themselves. So either way that works out, take that time to figure out what they are and figure out at least the ones that are easy to do, get those done. I mean, we have certain items in here that literally just needed a Tide stick. Some just need to be ironed. Like, things like that can easily be fixed and done and give more items to list. So take the time that you have to do that.
Yeah.
You agree even though you're the fixer?
As much as I hate to admit it, yes, because it's more sunk cost that you could make some money on.
Yeah.
So.
Also, don't neglect other platforms. So I sell mostly on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari, and I'm pretty consistent on those. But a platform that I used to sell on that I don't even pay attention to is Facebook Marketplace. And somebody had posted about that, and I thought about it thinking, wow, I haven't even logged in to Facebook Marketplace and I don't know how long. So, you know, if you have other platforms that you're using, I wouldn't recommend starting up a brand new one because that's just a lot of work. But if there's one that you've already been using and you know how to use it and you're comfortable with it, don't neglect them during this time, because you never know where your buyer is going to be. So if you've got that extra time and the sales aren't coming in, make sure you're utilizing every option you can.
Yeah, I mean, you picked up a Kate Spade at a yard sale for $5 and within a few days sold it on Facebook Marketplace for $48 cash.
Yeah, so I mean, in Facebook Marketplace, you're not losing that 20% that you would lose to Posh. So, and the buyer isn't paying shipping. So, you know, it's win-win-win. Unless, of course, you do the shipping option of Facebook Marketplace, which they now have. So, you know, whatever. Okay, so this one is kind of just I don't know if it's funny or what it is, but if your summer slowdown is on Poshmark predominantly, don't be afraid to reach out to Poshmark and ask them if there is anything going on with your account. So I know people are going to come for me and say, you know, this thing that happened to you is a coincidence, and that is very possible. Very likely true. But as somebody who has anxiety, I will tell you the placebo effect is very wonderful and it works just fine. So don't feel bad about using it. So basically what happened is I had a glitch. I think a lot of us experienced it, where when you use the copy feature, the title wasn't copying over. It was like showing up as like a mishmash of words. So in order to try to fix that, I uninstalled the app and reinstalled it. It didn't fix the issue, but I did it to see if it would work. And it seemed like from that point forward, my likes, my shares, my follows, and my offers died. Like, I mean, I was getting, you know, at least like 50, 60, 70 shares every few hours. And then after that, none. Like maybe one or two if I was active, and that was it. So it was weird. So after the 4-day slowdown, I reached out to them and just said like, hey, I was just wondering if there's any kind of penalty on my account, maybe for uninstalling and reinstalling. Not really sure what's going on, just wanted to check and make sure there's nothing going on with my account. Within about an hour, I received a sale. I got a sale within, it was the email, a spam email, and then the sale email. So this has happened before. We've done this before, and the same exact thing happened. So either one of two things is happening here. One, it's a complete coincidence, and maybe the minute I got the courage to reach out to Poshmark, I was doing more, so I ended up with that sale. Or There's something on the Poshmark end that is just done behind the scenes that when they were notified of it, they assured us everything was fine, but really they were able to flip a switch to make things work again. Who knows? I don't know. But the placebo effect felt really good, and it makes me feel good to be able to be like, okay, I'll get a sale.
I mean, correlation is not causation, but that is suspicious AF.
Yeah, basically.
Half the time at my job, I will push a button without telling them and say, try now.
Well, yes.
And it works, because of course it does, because I fixed it.
Right, so you don't know. We can't say for sure, but don't be afraid to reach out to them and find out for yourself. Okay, so then the other side of this is mentality. So when you start feeling like sales are getting bad, you start to stress out. You start to be like, okay, I'm never going to make it. I am basically going to have to never pay my bills again. We're going to be in debt and everything is going to end. The world is ending.
Yes, dear.
Yes. So don't stress out. I am not going to succeed at that. I have my lovely husband to try to keep me grounded when these things happen.
I try my best, but it's a bit of a battle.
So get yourself a stress buddy and try to level things out, because that stress and anxiety is not going to help you move forward. It's not going to help you get back into a place where you can be productive. So first thing I would say is probably step away from your phone, put it down, walk away, do whatever you got to do something fun, give yourself a treat, do something.
Go outside, socially distance, but go outside.
Right, do something that is not reseller related to kind of reset your mind, and then come back with a more fresh look at things. Because if you just keep like obsessing and obsessing and obsessing, it's like the watch pot won't boil thing. You're just pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and you're getting yourself more worked up for no good reason. Yeah. So don't stress about it. The other thing would be, don't compare yourself to others, which I am so guilty of this. I'm really good at it when things are going well. But when things are going badly, I see posts from people that say, best sales week ever, when I haven't had a sale in 4 days. And I think, well then, what am I doing wrong? Are they getting better items than me?
It's my fault and I am terrible and...
Right, or the memes that say, is it really summer slowdown or is it you? And I start thinking, well, is it me? Do I stink? Did I just fail at reselling? Like, in a day? That was it.
Yeah.
I'm a bad reseller now. And that was my mindset. And when I am successful and doing well, I look at those posts and I go, okay, but like, how much money did they make out of that haul? Or, okay, they're having a great day. Good for them. It doesn't affect me. I want to be happy for them, and I'm not going to let it impact me in any way. Yeah. Like, it's just their happiness is great. Why is it affecting my mental health? I don't understand. So, but when you're in that bad space, sometimes you think of things as personal attacks. I promise you they're not, first of all. And second of all, remember that we show our highlight reel. Remember that we're all in different seasons of our business. We've all been doing it a different amount of time. We all structure it differently, and we all accept different offers. Income is different. All of it is different. So don't compare, because you have no idea the breadth of their business. You just don't.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't help you to get in your own head about it.
It doesn't. But
no.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, and then the last one is don't give up. So this one sounds obvious, but I do it consistently. So from my videos, I probably look like I'm very positive and I am always kind of pushing forward. And that's true some of the time. I go through phases, and I would say that when sales slow down, giving up is usually quick on my radar, because I start thinking, well, I failed at everything else in life. This must mean I'm failing at this. It happens with my videos, it happens with my Instagram, and it happens with my sales. All of them. So I have to say, the best thing to do is to just remind yourself that giving up is not an option. You've got to look at the mindset of, this is my job, this is what I'm doing, and this is what makes me happy. It doesn't matter if today is a good day. The long-term goal is more important than the day that you're in. And you're going to look back at this and be like, so I had 4 days with no sales. Okay, but I had 4 months of great sales. So, okay, and what? But it's hard to do that when you're in it.
You stole that from me.
Thank you.
I say, in the grand scheme of things, 4 days is not going to matter.
But mine was more eloquent. I appreciate your lovely wisdom. See, and having someone who is supportive will be super helpful. So if you have a support system at home, utilize it. And if you don't, because I know a lot of people don't, whether you live alone or maybe the person you live with just isn't super supportive of your business or whatever the case may be, there are communities. Instagram would be the one I would suggest going to. But there are communities out there of other resellers who also need that support, and you guys can be accountability partners. It's really important to have, and you can then tell them you're giving up, and they're going to be like, no, you're not. So that's the end of that conversation, and it'll feel much better, and you'll feel like you got it off your chest, and it's useful. I love being able to do it because my husband would never let me give up. So
Oh no.
I'm never gonna give you. Yeah, no, we're not gonna rickroll the whole audience.
You just did. You literally just did.
But
That's inexcusable and just a crime against your listeners and your viewers.
I'm so sorry. I would say they're too young to know, but I looked at my analytics and they're not. So
Wow, you're throwing salt on the wounds there. You're just digging yourself a bigger pile or a bigger hole. Really, that's where you wanted to go, right there.
Anyways,
You're
okay.
wonderful. We appreciate you. Please come back. She doesn't mean it.
Anyways, okay, so that's that. So if you guys are experiencing summer slowdown, you are not alone. We are with you. And if you are feeling discouraged or feeling you want to give up, we are there too, and we understand that feeling. Just keep pushing forward. Just keep moving. And if you need someone to reach out to, if you don't have that accountability partner, always feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. I have my link in the bio below or description box below. Why I said bio, I don't know. But it's there. You can also leave me comments, and I try to respond to everybody. But if you need that, I am always there to do that. I am actually much better at giving advice to others than I am to myself. So I promise you, I would actually be useful. So,
Yeah.
so anyways, thank you guys so much. Please make sure to come back for the next video. Hopefully it's going to be something that you guys requested. So you guys will be excited to see that. So we'll see you guys very soon.
Thank you all for watching.